or milk products but all for the satisfaction of tongue's demands. Such eating for sense gratification, including the use of extra quantities of spices like chili and tamarind, is to be given up by Krishna conscious person. The use of pan, haritaki, betel nuts, various spices used in pan making, tobacco, LSD, marijuana, opium, liquor, coffee, and tea is indulged in to fulfill illicit demands. If we can practice accepting only remnants of food offered to Krishna, it is possible to get free from Maya's victimization. Vegetables, grain, fruits, milk products, and water are proper food to offer to the Lord, as Lord Krishna himself prescribes. However, if one accepts prasad only because of its palatable taste, I repeat again. However, if one accepts prasad only because of its palatable taste and thus eats too much, he also falls prey to trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us to avoid very palatable dishes, even while eating prasad. If we offer palatable dishes to the deity with the intention of eating such nice food, we are involved in trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. If we accept the invitation of a rich man with the idea of receiving palatable food, we are also trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. Jivare lalase ye iti uti dhaya, sisnodara parayana Krishna nahi paya. That person who runs here and there seeking to gratify his palate and who is always attached to the desires of his stomach and genitals is unable to attain Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam-mena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya-manobhishtam Sthapitam mena Bhutale Swayam-rupaka-dhamam Tadati Swapadantikam Vancha-kalpatarubhyasya Kripa-sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Mukam Karoti Vachalam, Angam Langayate Girim Yat Kripa, Tamaham Bante, Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. Hare Krishna. So grateful to the spiritual master, to our beloved Acharyas, who have given us this platform. It is through their mercy we are able to discuss the science of Krishna consciousness. Dear devotees, let us spend for the next 1 hour very diligently trying to understand the best. Let us see what spiritual master and Krishna inspires to speak on these lines, because whatever Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada and our beloved spiritual master, wonderful Vaishnavas are giving us, we'll try to discuss to the best of our ability. We'll begin with mind. Srila Prabhupada is mentioning how difficult this mind is. Attachment, aversion, and delusion. Attachment, aversion is the greatest obstruction in one's spiritual life. Anything which we are attached to this material plane, in this material world, it keeps us in anxiety, state of perplexion. It will lead the conditioned soul to go deep into the midst of this materialistic existence. After coming to Krishna consciousness, we hear and understand that the process is simple. It's not difficult. The process is simple. But the way how we take the process is the difference. Just like in a class, every student is sitting and then hearing. But it is through the student's attitude, his behavior, his submission, through that he will understand and he will take the truth more and more to the heart. Because coming out of this materialistic existence is not at all easy. Why? Because this attachment is coming not through this life, but so many prior lives. Actually, life after life. Actually, a devotee was asking a couple of days back a beautiful question. The question is, okay, you're telling this that there is previous life, that there's previous life, that there's previous life, life after life, we've been coming here. But how do I perceive? Because I don't see myself or my family or my actions in that way. How do I understand that this is coming life after life? Yes, it is not to have attachment, but how a conditioned soul can really understand this truth? Then the answer is, the more we see the way how this world is designed, the way how things are perceived, the more we can correlate to this. I'll give an example. For example, a child is born. They carry some samskaras. Through those samskaras, they come. If you technically see, nobody in the world has trained up to cultivate those consciousness, cultivate those samskaras. If you see a dog, naturally it has few qualities. If you see a cat, obviously it will have another few qualities. So who is telling them that you need to cultivate these kind of qualities? Who is training them? Nobody is training. By birth they have those qualities. Naturally, a person is sensitive by birth. He will not cultivate that after growing or after seeing something. He already has those qualities. If a person is very adamant, we can see through when the child is 1 year or half year, we can see those things are already there. So that means technically it is proving again and again that they carry from the previous life. Another beautiful example I give. The process of Garbhadana Samskar which we do, devotees who strictly want to beget Krishna conscious children, this is what they should do. What do they do? Garbhadana Samskar. What does that Garbhadana Samskar means? Prior Mataji and Prabhuji coming together, prior they coming together, at least 3 to 6 months, they get trained on this process. That means their consciousness has to be trained. On what? First thing is they should be non-envious. Advaishta Sarvabhutanam Maitra Karunevacha. That means there are some qualities which Krishna wants us to cultivate. Nirmamo Nirahankara Samadukka Sukhakshan. There are beautiful qualities, 26 Vaishnava qualities. Among those qualities, Krishna is reiterating in this sloka. And then he confirms us again and again that whoever has these qualities, they are dear to me. So spiritual master, what they would do is they would train us in such a way that no. If you want to beget children, first wait for 6 months. Wait for 6 months and then do what? Cultivate this consciousness. Consciousness and what? Do hearing and chanting very, very diligently. And never be non-envious to anyone. And then both those personalities, the husband and wife, what they should do is they should practice the science of Krishna consciousness together. That means reading together, hearing together, discussing together, understanding or sharing among themselves. Machitta Madgada Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam. When these things happen for like 3 months or 6 months, then after that, then spiritual master will tell, oh, okay, now it is the time. or you both come together. And then even coming together also there are certain dates. It's very beautifully reiterated, a very scientific process this is. And then they would tell, oh, this is a samskara book. This is all you need to see. On the 10th day, 12th day, if you beget, you'll get a male child. On the 9th day, 11th day, you beget, you'll get a female child. That is through the Ayurveda. Sometimes it might change, right? But this is how they come together. And then even while doing that procreation thing, both husband and wife, they're chanting the holy names. Or they're reciting the Bhagavatam slokas, reciting the Bhagavad Gita slokas. They're completely absorbed and they're praying for the mercy of the Lord. My dear Lord, please, 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 begging, please give us a nice child so that this child will be used in your service, in the service of Srila Prabhupada, in the service of the spiritual master. Please help. This is Garbhadana Samskar. And they chant their rounds. They chant more. Prabhupada says chant 50 rounds. If if a devotee is completely absorbed all day since morning to evening in this process of Shravanam and Kirtanam, and then when they come together, beautiful kids will come. This is an example of how, why am I telling this is attachment and aversion, and also the principle of what, how kids will carry their consciousness from previous life. This is a proof. Then obviously through that Garbhadana Samskar, when we pray, then the Lord will invoke that special mercy. He will send that child. And then through that process, what happens? The faith in the process of Krishna consciousness will be deepened. Obviously, right? When this is the greatness of these instructions, as we discussed at the beginning, right? Nectar. How the instructions will become nectar? When the instructions are followed in our lives. The more we try to follow these instructions, dear devotees, what happens is we will see the presence of the Lord in these instructions. Janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tattvataha. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Krishna is reiterating, Are, my birth, my activities, my pastimes, they are all non-different. My name, fame, qualities, they are all non-different. They are all same. It's all on the absolute platform. That's why when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna is present in those names. When we do the process of Shravanam and Kirtanam, Krishna is present in that. Because these are all the instructions which are given by our acharyas to us very diligently. And to the sad part, when people come together in tamoguna, mode of ignorance, then what happens? They will invoke that kind of children. It's very quite natural, dear devotees. It's very simple. That is why I always wonder that yes, this process of Krishna consciousness is the greatest benediction to the society, which will free from all the anxieties and inebrities. If a person knows what is a real attachment, then he will leave this material attachment and then catch hold of this spiritual attachment. When a person catch hold to the spiritual attachment, then what happens? No aversion in one's life. When there is no aversion, then what happens? No frustration. Prabhupada is mentioning the cause and the reason of the mind, why it is putting the soul in a turbulent state is this. Because he's acting on an attachment platform. The reason of anger is also that. It's on the attachment platform. Oh, he's my kid, he's my thing, this is my car, this is mine, mine. I and mine. What is this I and mine doing? This I and my mine is pulling the soul away from the real existence. Real existence is what? Jiva Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. We are eternally servants of the Lord. This is lost. And then what happens? This attachment kicks in. The moment the attachment kicks in, again we lose everything. Because actually we were all on the spiritual plane. But due to our attachment, what happened? The spiritual plane got transformed into material plane. Now again, our acharyas, they come again and again and then reiterate that no, what you are doing is wrong. What we are doing is wrong. We need to transform our consciousness in this way. So the more we transform, the more we work on the consciousness, That means seeing our heart, seeing our thought process. When we see this, then what happens? Then we can understand which one is attachment, which one is aversion. Dhritarashtra, he says in Bhagavad Gita, right? Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samayetayi utsavaha mamaka pandavaseva kim kurvata sanjaya. Dhritarashtra is reiterating again and again. What is he telling? Are mamaka pandavaseva, my sons, Pandu's sons. Attachment, aversion. Showing the differentiation. What's happening over there? How are my sons doing? How are Pandu's sons doing? This is a state of perplexity with entire material world is in this state only. One country president will say, oh, these people should not come into my country. Other country president will say, oh, these people should not go to their place. They're thinking that that person belongs to me. This person doesn't belong to me. He belongs to mine. He doesn't belongs to mine. This is my property. That is his property. I always wonder. We put so many conditions that this is my property, that is his property. The moment the soul leaves this body, who is asking this property? Will that person know that this is his property? Even though he yells after leaving the body, nobody is there to hear because he's already on an another platform. So that means until this point, my property, my so-called conditioning, what is it giving? Are a donkey works from the morning until evening for little carrot. Srila Prabhupada gives this beautiful example. For little carrot, the donkey is working day and night from morning to evening, just thinking that I will get this small carrot. Why this carrot? Why is this carrot? Because this carrot will give me happiness. It will do everything for that small carrot. We don't even know that the owner will give carrot or not. This is what Srila Prabhupada says. The material nature is putting us in so many turbulences, so many obstructions, but we don't even realize or don't even know that there is some happiness at the end of the tunnel. I remember devotees always telling, okay, I'm not yet there, I'm not yet practicing fully, but I'll be there. So technically that means what is that? Today we are not yet there, right? Then if we are not yet there, if we want to be there, do we ever think that what we should do? This was a question I was asking to another devotee. As my close friend, I was asking, yes, Prabhu, you're not there. You're telling me. But do you ever think that what I should do for going there? What kind of training we should take? How we need to accept this truth? And who has to guide us in this truth? And who is confirming that whether you're doing is correct or not? Even at office, I see, right? If we do, like if we write a code, somebody else is doing code review. If you write a report, somebody like executive management is reviewing your report and then approving it. Are in the material platform only, there is one person doing, other person is reviewing. Then what to speak of spirituality? Who is checking that our chanting is coming correct or not? Who is seeing that our rounds are coming good or not? Who is seeing that our consciousness is correct or not? Who is checking that? Who is asking me that? Okay, are you doing good? Is your chanting hearing good? Are you able to finish your rounds good? Who is asking these things? If there is no check and balance in our Krishna consciousness principles, then how are we knowing that we are either progressing or digressing? Who has to tell us? There should be a person who has to tell us, right? So that is the reason having shikshana, training in one's life is very important. That is the whole point Srila Prabhupada established this organization, to get trained and become Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Brahmana means completely pure, selfless, surrendered soul. Why is it called as Brahma? Brahma janayati iti Brahmana. That means he's realized. He's realized that I'm not this body, but a powerful spirit soul. And he's acting on that platform. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Shabde. He's there acting on that platform. Dear devotees, knowing one thing, but acting is on another thing. But if we don't even know correctly, then how can we act on that? This is what we were discussing. Are Prabhu, if we don't even know what we need to aspire, then how do we attain that? For example, if I'm going to America, from Hyderabad to America, if I'm traveling, then what do? I get the boarding pass. I will see that my passport is there. I will see that the visa is stamped because they will not allow me to enter into America because if there is no visa stamp or if there is no green card or they will not allow us to enter, right? For a country, Srila Prabhupada gives this beautiful example. For going a country, you have so many requirements and you need to ensure that everything is taken care. What to speak of spirituality? I say people would say, the Krishna consciousness has so many rules, regulations. I say, no, they are not rules and regulations. They have to be done under with loving relationship. Just like a father is there, my dear father, I'm ready to do anything for you because you have given me so much. This is the sincere child who understands the greatness of the father and then ready to do anything. Then father says, oh, you follow this. Until that point of time, father is not telling. So likewise, now we are in that point, dear devotees. We all came to the process. Now what we need to do is, we need to enhance, we need to shift our gears. I remember my director was telling 1 month back, no, now we need to shift the gears. Shift the gears for what? To get more inputs to the company. To ensure that more things are taken care. So, dear devotees, this is the time for us. What we need to do is we need to transform our consciousness. The transformation happens through what? Through submissive hearing. Like Shrid Maharaj also did the same thing. Just I always wonder, such a great personality, 700 years ruling this entire nation, that person is so humble, so down to earth. And then he's inquiring from Parikshit, from Sukadeva Goswami. What a personality. He's asking questions, beautiful questions. It's a revelation, right, in the heart. So this is how, again, coming back to the mind, aversion and attachment. This is the cause for that. What is the cause for aversion and attachment? These are the things. What are these? Propensity to enjoy this material world. The moment the propensity to enjoy to this material world is kicking in, then we are away from the process of devotional service. That's why Prabhupada says devotional service. Service means what? Which is coming which is a natural tendency of reciprocating to the Lord. That's why it is called as devotional service. Which is done haitu ki apriyata. No other endeavor, no other motive. We discussed yesterday about this, right? Vritrasura, even though he is a demon, even though he took that body, but his consciousness is not that. His consciousness is what? His consciousness is pure devotion. Because in his prior life, what was he? Chitraketu Maharaj. And then he knows why he was lamenting. He knows that why he was kept in the difficult situation. He knows that what kind of problems, turbulences are happening in his life. He knows everything. And now, as Vritrasur, he's correcting his consciousness because he knows he's been kept in that situation to purify himself. He's been kept in that situation. Just like even Mother Parvati, when she started cursing Chitraketu Maharaj, he simply accepted it. Who am I? Everything is controlled by the master. Everything is controlled by Krishna. He is a supreme proprietor for everything. Now, who am I? I'm just an insignificant soul. I will just accept any situation. Matra sparsha sukauntaya sita usna sukha dukkada. That doesn't matter if it is giving happiness or dejection. That doesn't matter. I will simply accept this. And I will tolerate in whatever situation Krishna keeps me in. That's what he did. The moment he spoke like that, everybody was shell-shocked. Because he already realized through his son. What happened? Who realized through his son? Chitraketu Maharaj realized through his son. That through his presence only, I'm realizing that I'm not this body, but a powerful spirit soul. And then all these years of my life was a futile existence which I lived. Now this is the time where I need to change my consciousness, where I need to transform my heart. This is the beauty in Krishna consciousness, dear devotees. Transformation of the heart is a vital factor in one's advancement in Krishna consciousness. So the moment Vitrasur, when he was in that body, it doesn't matter. He's not seeing his external circumstances. He's completely on a selfless platform, free from bodily conception of life. And then what is he doing? He's aspiring for the mercy of the Lord. My dear Lord, you can kill me or you can do whatever you want. And then he's telling the same thing to Indra. Just see, it's not easy, dear devotees. If you closely think about this analysis, and if we connect, if we and we will connect it to our shloka today, what we discussed, how it is so important that, see, is it easy to be free from bodily conception? No. Is it easy to be free from sense enjoyment? No. Is it easy to give up everything? No. Is it easy to give up all the attachments? No. Is it easy to free from aversions? No. Is it easy to free from frustration? No. That means there are so many inabilities which are pulling us away from the process of Krishna consciousness. Then what is the solution for this? Who has to break this? How this has to be broken? This is $1 million question. I remember asking my spiritual master few years back that, dear spiritual master, you're telling everything, this is all great. But sometimes senses are under control, sometimes senses are not under control. We are hearing, we are practicing, we are hearing every day, we are practicing every day, we are trying to do that pure devotion service. And how come these senses sometimes are like, they don't hear? What is the reason for this? Give me a beautiful answer. He said a one-line statement which is so instrumental that changed the thought process and then perceptions. That really changed the way how we are seeing the things in this world. He said, you are not connected to the truth on a deeper level. That is what he said, and then stopped. What did he say? You are not connecting to the deeper level of the truth. And also he asked me another question, why you want to control? $1 million question again. Why? Yes, obviously this question will come. Yes, if we are doing something, a question will come, why we are doing it. If the doing is to please the spiritual master and Krishna, if the doing is to please only them, no other motive, then what happens? Then tests will come in one's life. What kind of tests? So many tests. Test of what? To keep us away from the Krishna consciousness. What will happen? Sense enjoyment will come. Sense gratification thoughts will come. How we are reacting to that, how we are acting to that, that is how the progress is. Dear devotees, everyone has to ride their own car or whatever it is. We all have to go through this process. We all have to be transformed. We should come to that platform of Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotion service. Pure devotion service comes when Savai Pumsa Bharo Dharma Yato Bhakti Radokshajaya. Ahituki Aprihata Yanatma Suprasidati. Paro Dharma, what is our real Dharma? Krishna consciousness. When we have these aspirational deity, what is? Then all these instructions which we are discussing, they become fruitful. They all make sense. If somebody is asking, why are you taking all these troubles? We know in the heart, I want to please our acharyas. That is the only motive. Because they've given us so much. They're telling us, they're giving us a process to come out of this materialistic existence. This is a jail actually. This is a reformatory place. So Prabhupada says millions of times, this is a reformatory place. We are not here to do our business. We have to finish our business and then go back home, back to garden, because that is where the real business is. Business is not here, dear devotees. Business is over there. We are not here to get name, fame, profit, adoration because अरे यार in central jail, what can we get name, fame, profit, adoration? If we are there in a reformatory place, we are already in the reformatory place. We don't have to prove that I am a good person in this reformatory place. No, 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 no. That is not the point actually. But Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, they are doing that. They are using this opportunity and then they want this, they want that kingdom. Are yaar, this is a place to be given up, and then now you are holding to your properties. Now you are holding to your assets. What kind of help it will give? It will not give any help to the soul. Rather, it will give frustration because it is not fulfilling the desires, right? That is what Srila Prabhupada says, right? What is the second level of mind? One is attachment, aversion. What is the third one? Frustration. Frustration on what? Materialistic activities because they are not fulfilling the desires. Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, they are frustrated. Even the people of this world, Krishna uses these examples so that to teach every one of us to really understand that when we are attached to these materialistic assets, then what happens? It will lead us to frustration and aversion because the desires are not fulfilling. So-called jnana, so-called dhyana, they are not fulfilling because there is no Krishna in it. Jnana we are doing. It is Krishna given jnana only, but we are not doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. Then that jnana will not give fruit. They will not give satisfaction to the heart. Very simple here, devotees. Any devotee who is really aspiring to do pure devotion service, he should simply do it for the pleasure of Krishna. So Garbhadana Samskar, it is actually an act of sex. But that is not an act of sex anymore. Because it is pleasing Krishna. Because we are following the instruction of the Acharyas. And after that, that's it. No more sex. Simple. If we understand this subtle science, then what happens is, when the thought process is changed, dear devotees, that I will not do this because this is not pleasing Srila Prabhupada. This is not pleasing Krishna. This is not pleasing my spiritual master. They are not happy with this act. So I will not do it. I will not do this. For this, we need a deep relationship with them. When I first came to Krishna consciousness, I was reading about Garbhadana Samskar. I was reading about honoring Krishna Prasad. I was just thinking, okay, if this Garbhadana Samskara has to be done, that means one should be very pure. Otherwise, we cannot do Garbhadana Samskar. Because on the name of Garbhadana Samskar, we will continue doing sense enjoyment. That means if a person has to go through this Garbhadana Samskar, that means he should be on a pure platform. That means he should understand really the science of Krishna consciousness. That means he need to relish the process. Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehinam. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishta nivartate. Krishna is telling again and again in Gita that if you really want to become completely absorbed in the science of Krishna consciousness, you need to get that higher taste. That means, how do I get this higher taste? The answer is association of a pure devotee. As simple as that. How will one get that happiness, that truth? How will one get that satisfaction to the heart? How will one get that higher taste? It's the association of pure devotee. That's it. If one gets this, he is the most happiest person. In the entire world, if they are listing out topmost people who are very happy, is these devotees. Not Trump or whoever, they have millions of dollars. Not those people, because they are frustrated. Because money will not give happiness. Money, because that is on a material platform. Anything which is on the matter, which will not give happiness. But the matter can also be transformed. What is the other one? Prabhupada is mentioning about Krishna Prasad. Actually, that is matter. Vegetables is matter. Bhoga, it is matter. But that matter, when it is done with full devotion, and then cooked very nicely, diligently for the pleasure of the lordships, for the pleasure of our acharyas. It's for their pleasure. If it is cooked with that attitude, and then it is offered, then it becomes pure. Sharira Vidya Jal Jadendriya Heta He Kaun. We should chant diligently, cultivate good consciousness, then cook prasad. Then cook prasad. Then what happens? The consciousness which is there through when the consciousness which we developed through the process of Shravanam and Kirtanam, that goes into the Bhoga. The consciousness will go into the Bhoga. And then when you offer it to the Lord, he's pleased so much. Then he gives what? He gives prasad. When we honor that, heart will be transformed. For sure. Not just through chanting, through the process. If you simply chant Hare Krishna, do Shravanam and Kirtanam and honor Krishna Prasad, you'll go back on back to Godhead. That's a fact actually. There's no doubt about it. Because when we do this, all these anarthas will go away. Lust, greed, anger, envy, falsehood of pride. They will go away. They will not stay. They will not stay. Because they're unwanted things. Anartha means what? Unwanted things. And they're not there. They don't want to be stay. They don't want to stay also. It is a mind which is pulling those anarthas, and then no. Mind will say, no, enjoy. Then they come. Mind will tell, enjoy sense gratification. Then the lust will come. Mind will say, be envious towards the other person. Then greed, anger, those things will come. Pride will come. Mind will say, you are the great person. Your mind will also tell you are the great devotee. Mind will tell. Bhajahure mana. The mind has to be transformed to this. Srinandanandana. Abhaya Charanara Brindare. But the mind, anarthas, they don't want to stay, but the mind is pulling those anarthas again back into the consciousness. Why? Because we are hearing on a spiritual plane, but again acting on a material plane. Acting on a material plane means what? Taking the association of the mind. Actually, mind is our greatest enemy. One time a person was asking a Vaishnava, beautiful question. My mind is good. I have no problems with my mind. I don't see it revolting to me. Everything is fine. No. Your mind, you are listening to what your mind is telling. That is why you see that everything is good. But technically, that is not the case. Mind has to be trained. This is a training. Srila Prabhupada wanted to give us so beautifully. That's why even the first sloka itself, Nectar of Instruction, gives everything actually. All the essence. How we should honor prasad, for whose pleasure we need to honor prasad, how we should cook prasad. And even here, another beautiful aspect which Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, very important. I think this is my favorite actually. This is amazing actually. What is this is, when we make boga, we should have this attitude that the Lord has to be pleased. Even making palatable dishes, it should be for the pleasure of the Lord. We should never, at least a person who's cooking, at least a person who's eating, at least to our own self, we should never, ever take that, no, never ever think that I will enjoy this. Yes, we will enjoy the prasad, but first Krishna has to enjoy. If he enjoys, then I will enjoy naturally. But I should never have this mentality that I will cook, I will eat this because I like this. That's what Srila Prabhupada says here, right? Very beautiful. He says, the line, if we offer palatable dishes to the deity with the intention of eating such nice food, we are involved in trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. We should have the intention so that the deity will enjoy that bhoga, not us. The intention has to be different. We should always carry this intention because we cook every day, because we offer it to the Lord every day. We need to always carry this in the heart that, my dear Lord, I'm not cooking for my own thing. My dear Lord, I'm just waiting for your mercy. Prasad means what? It is mercy. You give me mercy, I will honor that mercy. Please, you give me mercy. No doubt, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that if one eats prasad, if one is not eating prasad, it is sinful activity. That is okay. That is on the elementary level. But on a higher level, if you go forward, then what happens is, my dear Lord, I cook everything for your pleasure. You are my master. Krishna, you are my master. I have forgotten millions of lifetimes. That is what I used to do before in the spiritual world. I was doing everything for your happiness. But now my heart got transformed, changed. Please help. Please help me. I'm thinking that I'm the controller. That's why I'm using this tongue for so many unwanted things. In the previous class also we discussed, tongue has to be utilized in the right way. The tongue should be utilized to speak about Krishna, to speak about our spiritual master, to speak about our acharyas, to speak about spiritual Srila Prabhupada. Tongue should be used for that. It shouldn't have any other business. This tongue has to be used for doing karmic actions for the pleasure of Krishna. Karma yoga has to be done for the pleasure of Krishna, not for my endeavor. Because millions of lifetimes we did for our endeavor only. There's no happiness and satisfaction. The moment we always think that I should do this for the pleasure of spiritual master, that I should do this for the pleasure of Krishna, then what happens, dear devotees, means internally in the heart, when the mind is telling something else other than this, immediately this thing will come there. No, 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 this is not dear to my spiritual master. I will not do this. This is not dear to Krishna. I will not do this. The same principle Jadu told to Raghugan Maharaj. Raghugan Maharaj was asking, how do I become self-realized? Jadu told this. Mahiyasam pada rajobhishekam. Are you take shelter of a pure devotee, take the dust of his lotus feet, smear your body, and then do whatever he says as a menial servant. That is the perfection of your life. That's it. This will give self-realization to you. Wow. Kali Yuga. Arey, this is in Satya Yuga. And Srila Prabhupada writes, this is the best solution now in the Kali Yuga. Simply repeat, and follow the instructions of your spiritual master. That's it. Krishna will be immensely pleased. Yasya prasadat Bhagavat prasado Yasya prasadan Nagati kutopi. No endeavor, my dear Lord. This is my only endeavor. If my superior, if my instructing and if my instructing and my initiating spiritual master, if they are happy, you are happy. Bah, amazing. Because the more we cultivate this consciousness, dear devotees, naturally we come out of this falsification of this world. Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana didn't have these things. Dhritarashtra knows Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he doesn't want to follow it because he has his attachments to it. He knows everything. He doesn't know. He doesn't know the science of Krishna consciousness. Dhritarashtra, or he knows far better than all of us. But he doesn't want to follow because his attachments are deep, because he's so much connected to his sons, 100 sons. Same connection was there with Chitraketu Maharaj also. He was also connected to his son. But what happened? His son spoke him. His son came to life again and then he spoke. Through that he got realization. But for Dhritarashtra, that was not the case. Vidura had to come in his life. Dear devotees, attachments are very, very strong. They have Hridaya Granthi, strong knot. Very, very difficult to come out of this. Solution is this. Completely, we should be completely Krishna conscious. Because when a sadhaka completely comes to the platform of Krishna consciousness, then what happens is, he will see all the attachments. He will see all the aversions. where the problem is coming, how the problem is coming. See, the moment anger comes into our heart, dear devotees, and we can perceive that why this came. It will be either through attachments or aversion. That is the thing. Through attachment only aversion comes. Through aversion only anger comes. Through anger, frustration comes. Through that frustration, the soul will be bewildered again. And then again his intelligence will falls down. When the intelligence is falls down, again what happens? Again, punarati jananam, punarati maranam, jatarai saranam. Kadu dukkare, pahi samsare, pahi murare, bhaja govindam, mudamate. Samprati sanit kali naire rakshita dukking karanam. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. That will come. Because what happens? Intelligence has fall down. And the intelligence is lost, everything is lost. That's why the speech is very, very powerful. So what we are hearing, what we are discussing, what we are understanding, what we are conversing, it's all matters. Because that is the secret of Krishna consciousness. Because we should complete this business in this lifetime, dear devotees. We should not come again into this world. If you really have the strong desire, let us take to this process very, very diligently. We should come to the platform of pure devotion. If you are rightly trained up within a couple of years, we will attain, we will come to that platform very for sure. If you are very sincere in our dealings, I will do this for the pleasure of the Lord. I have no other motive. Let me surrender. Billions of lifetimes I've did so many things. Never surrendered. This is an opportunity. One time, devotee was been asking Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, we have done so much nonsense. We did illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, meat eating, so many things. Swamiji, can we go back home, get back to Godhead in this very lifetime? Because we are so sinful. And Srila Prabhupada immediately said, you're not reading, you're not hearing from me nicely. Sarvadharma, what did Krishna say? Sarvadharman parityajat mamekam sharanam raham tam sarvapape moksha shami mashare. Give up everything. Just within a moment, you can come to the platform of pure devotion. But the only thing is, the moment we come to the platform of pure devotion service, Maya is readily available to pull us down. So, to continue in that platform, for this we need training. Continuous training. Continuously one should train our mind. Because we should check how our mind is reacting. We should see, is it looking for profit adoration? No. Is it looking for Dhana Jana Sundari? No. Is it looking for Dasa Dasa? It will never look. We should train that. We should train the mind for that. Cultivate this consciousness, Dasa 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 Dasa. For this, we need to say yes. My dear Lord, after millions of lifetimes, I got this opportunity. Chitraket Vritrasura is praying to the Lord in this way. My dear Lord, after millions of lifetimes, I got this opportunity. Please give me an opportunity so that I can take shelter of your pure devotees. Because your pure devotees are surrendered to you. Let me take their shelter. Because this is a safe zone for me. Because I know your pure devotees are pure. They are always absorbed in the process. Nikunjayanarati siddhyai Yayani biryoktirapeksani tatrati dakshad ativallabhasya Vande Guru Sri Charanadeva. They are completely absorbed. They are always in the process of Krishna consciousness. They have no other business. That is their only business. And then Vritrasura is telling, let me take shelter of that devotee. Let me take shelter. Let me catch hold of his lotus feet. This is a mode. This is a mode of staying in that consciousness. For this, we need deep relationships. When I first heard from my spiritual master that we need to cultivate deep relationship, and I was just thinking, what kind of relationship is this? Cultivating deep relationship with one spiritual master, what kind of relationship is that? Then immediately he spoke. You gave the answer. The relation should be on a truthful platform. Truthful platform means what? It all should be on the absolute truth. The instruction which we are discussing, the relation should be on this particular platform. That means we should give that freedom so that they speak truth to the best of the ability which our acharyas are giving. This we need to give. We should never think that, oh, why these heavy things are coming. No, these are not heavy, dear devotees. They look heavy for us, but they are not heavy. Is it not truth? Tongue, belly, genitals, they are all on the same line, same straight line. And Prabhupada says, the moment one controls the tongue, both are controlled. Yes, that is a fact, dear devotees. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this opportunity, actually. Because why? Why am I grateful for this opportunity? Because millions of lifetimes I did that. We all did that for millions of lifetimes, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, left and right. Millions of lifetimes. If there is happiness in the heart, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, then why are we taking another bodies? Because there is no happiness in that. Because the soul is aspiring for another body. For example, husband, at the time of death, if he is connected deep to his wife, what he will think? He'll think about his wife. Then to the sad part, what he will get? He will get a female body. Puranjan was thinking about his wife at the time of death. Narada Muni is reiterating this in Bhagavatam. King Puranjan is thinking, he is so attached to his wife. He's always doing sense gratification with her, unlimited sense gratification. And he is thinking,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can't hear you.
Hare Krishna, I think maybe Neela Govind Prabhuji's power went off.
Oh, okay.